Two mental health agencies addressing the opioid crisis. Good evening to you. I'm Jennifer Andrews. Well, today they offered a seminar to help out. Jasmine Bingham reports.
One of the things that we've put into place is we offer comprehensive psych assessments for all of our patients.
The seminar was held at the Ouachita Parish Public Library and featured panelists from the Prevention and Wellness Center, Northeast Delta HSA, University of Louisiana at Monroe, and the Louisiana Department of Health.
Acknowledging that they have a substance use disorder or they have been diagnosed with a mental illness, and that in turn will help make sure that this individual, the stigma is reduced.
Panelists discussed the origin of substance use, treatment options, and substance use challenges in rural areas.
They have a 35-year-old son who lives at home, and he's unfortunately in current addiction. Where can that mom go? Where can she go to talk to someone? Who can she talk to?
Officials with the Northeast Delta HSA says they are working on outreach initiatives. They also provide services for those combating a substance disorder.
We provide Narcan, which is an opioid antagonist. It reduces the effects of an opioid-related overdose if administered in time. We also provide fentanyl testing strips, as well as other harm reduction items such as wound care kits, sharps containers.
Reporting in Monroe, I'm Jasmine Bingham, KNOE 8 News.